Hello guys again, and this is Elliott Wave's forecasting theory, educational theory, and I would like to move forward towards the fifth chapter of our project here, entitled the flat chapter designed to study the flat patterns. Now I'm not going to take a look at all the flat types that we might have under the Elliott Wave scenario, but I'm going to take a look at the most let's say most common ones, most easy to meet on the currency exchange, on the currency markets, on the foreign exchange market. And this is I'm talking about the common flat, the irregular flat, and the elongated flat. I will have one subchapter for each and one of those three forms of flats, with a bunch of recordings for illustrating them, and we're going to see if the rules are respected for the patterns, and so on and so forth. Now, before going into the common flat details, you should take into consideration that a flat is considered to be a corrective wave, or being part of a corrective wave, and it is generally having an ABC structure. So a flat has an ABC structure. A flat looks like this. Let me make this one black. So a flat looks like this. So this is something like a flat, a typical interpretation for a flat, and this should be labeled as A. Let me change the color. So A, let's make it black. And B and C. So ABC. Now this is a flat with an ABC. ABC look like a flat that is a corrective nature, and a flat has a characteristic of having the structure 335 for the inner waves, or the subwaves, or the waves of a smaller degree, or the waves of a lower degree within the ABC. That makes that the first wave here, wave A, has a structure of 5 smaller different waves. So 5 smaller different waves. Let me make this one of a lower degree. So let's make this one, I don't know, 10 and red, so that we know that these are 3 waves of a lower degree. So 335. Then 3 waves of another lower degree, and 5 waves here of lower degree. So flats are corrective types. They are to be met either on second waves, or on fourth wave types, or even being part of a second wave or fourth wave types, or maybe a B wave type. In order for a price structure to be considered or to be characterized as being a flat pattern, it needs to follow 2 simple rules. So we need to have 2 simple rules for a price to be considered a flat, and these rules are the following. The first one means that the B wave, so this B wave here, so the B wave, or wave B, should retrace at least 61.8% of wave A. Now, if you remember from the previous chapter, when I was treating and analyzing the zigzag patterns, the key in a zigzag patterns stood with the B wave. Now it's exactly the same in a flat. The key in a flat stays with the B wave, or more specifically at the retracement level for the B wave. If the B wave retraces less than 61.8, then this structure, like an ABC, is considered to be a zigzag, and the smaller degree waves, or the smaller degree structure, is going to be 535. But if the B wave retraces at least 61.8 out of wave A, and this is considered to be a flat, and the inner structure of the waves of a lower degree are to be 335. So this is the first rule that should be respected in order for a corrective pattern to be considered a flat. Wave B must retrace at least 61.8% of wave A. Now, I can't stress this enough, that whenever you have a pattern that you are trying to categorize it as being a flat, this is the first thing you should look. If the B wave does not retrace 61.8, or even more, then this is not a flat. As simple as that. So once this rule is respected, then you move forward. And the second rule for a pattern to be considered a flat is that the C wave must be at least 38.2 of wave A. So the C wave, this is the C wave, is at least 38.2 of wave B. So it should retrace at least 38.2 of the previous B wave. And this is also important. This is also important. So after the B wave, let's say, passes the rule that it should retrace 61.8 out of wave A, then it is usual for the C wave to retrace at least 38.2 of the B wave. So the C wave to be at least minimum 38.2. So what you need to do normally in such a situation, in order to see that this rule is respected, is to take a Fibonacci retracement tool and you measure the B wave here, like this, and you look for 38.2. So the minimum distance for the C wave to travel in order to be considered a flat is this 38.2. Okay? Okay, now let me take the Fibonacci from here. So these are the main two rules for a flat. However, in a flat there are, let's say, a bunch of rules that the price should respect beside the two rules above, and let me go through them, and then we'll try to take a look at an example. Now, in wave A of a flat, you can see any corrective pattern except a triangle. What does it mean? It means that this wave A here that has a three-wave structure can be any corrective pattern. Any corrective pattern meaning it can be a zigzag, it can be a flat of its own of a lower degree, it can be a double combination or a triple combination. Double combination meaning it can be a combination of a zigzag with an X wave and then with a contracting triangle, or it might be a double zigzag or a triple zigzag. Anyways, a corrective pattern. Now the B wave can be any corrective pattern except a triangle as well. So A and B basically can be any corrective pattern except a triangle. Wave B is less than 2 times, so should be, it is less than 2 times the price movement of wave A, including internal points of wave B. What does it mean? It means that if this is the A wave, okay, then the B wave should be less than 2 times than wave A. That means the maximum distance for the B wave should be 2 times of wave A. If you have a B wave something like this, that goes something like this, well, this should not be considered a flat anymore, because it is more likely this is an impulsive move, because you already have an extension for this possible third wave. So the maximum distance for the B wave is 2 times wave A. Let me delete this one. Then wave B should be considered to be less than 10 times wave A. So wave B must be less than 10 times wave A. Wave C also must be an impulsive move or an ending diagonal. So whenever you're looking for a C wave here, this is an ABC. As you can see, the C wave has a structure of 5 smaller degree waves. Now, in order to have a 5 smaller degree waves, you have only 2 possibilities for such a pattern: either to be an impulsive move, or to be either an ending diagonal. Wave C must share some common territory with wave A, definitely, and also wave C must be maximum 2 times when compared with the longest wave between the A and B. So, for example, if your structure, now this flat structure that you are seeing here is the classical textbook material type of flat that you are going to see. But in reality, a flat can look something like this, for example. Something like this, okay, or like this, or like this, or like this, or like this. Then one common thing says that wave C must be maximum 2 times when compared with the longest wave between the previous two. So if this is the A and this is the B, then wave C should be maximum 2 times between the longest waves. Okay, so if this is the longest, then you are looking for the C wave to be maximum 2 times of wave A. Then wave C must be less than 3 times the price distance of wave A. So what you should do, you should measure the length of the wave A, put it 3 times, and that should be the maximum time for the C wave. Now let's move on. This were only the introduction of a flat, and let's move on to actually see a common flat and try to analyze it. Stay tuned.